You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Solana, the Heater back. Welcome everybody to episode number 71 of the Battered Heat Fans podcast. I'm your host, David, and alongside me, as always, Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
Well, the Heat played the Pistons yesterday, and Danny, we're still streaking. Still streaking, 5 in a row, 9 out of our last 12. And we're streaking at the right time, man. We are peaking at the right time of the season, exactly when you want to do it, with 15 to 20 games left. And big game last night, man. Big win in front of the home crowd. And man, Bam, Herro, these guys are balling.
We talked about it before February started. We're like, this is the moment. The schedule is kind of it's right for the picking. Like we knew this was like if this season was gonna be something, they needed to take care of February. And even though they had that hiccup against Utah, which was really weird, and then they had the Philadelphia Milwaukee games, it felt like, all right, you need to take advantage of these, and then the schedule picks up again. The first big game I thought was the Rockets game because they had just lost to Milwaukee, Philadelphia. I was like, oh god, here we go again. The teams get a little bit better, and we can't win. They beat the Rockets. They take care of business against the Nets. Great. Professional wins. They go ahead. They beat the hottest team in Charlotte. And now this right here is the cherry on top. We put everybody on notice. The Heat are for real. They just beat the best team in the East again. They won the season series against the Detroit Pistons. They beat OKC back in January. And the Miami Heat, like you said, are streaking at the right time. Last night, yes, and I understand because some people are going to say, "Oh, back-to-back night for the Pistons." It was an early start on a back-to-back. They got into Miami like at 5 in the morning. I get all that. Regardless, Miami made them look like it was the second night of a back-to-back. At no point did that game like it was in doubt. They came out hungry, they dominated, and it's what you want to see from a team right now that is streaking. They aren't playing with their food, like I said a couple times in that during that Brooklyn Nets week. They are taking care of business. If they see a chance, they're taking it. And man, Tyler Hero's playing great. Bam Adebayo had 7 of the first 15 points, I think it was. Like this team is just playing overall good basketball. I think they're top 5 in defense right now. Like everything is just clicking.
It is. It's. I mean, it's clicking at the right time, and you know, like you mentioned, they had a 10-game stretch. They had to go 7-3. They did it, and since then they've been on a tear, man. They've been on a tear. Like you mentioned, Bam Adebayo has been playing like an absolute all-star over the last month. Tyler Hero looks like he's back. Looks like he hasn't missed a step since he got back, averaging over 20 points a game. Last night he was efficient, 8 of 16, shot 50%, 4 of 8 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. What I was most impressed about with Tyler yesterday was the fact that he wasn't settling for 3-point shots. He was faking the 3, getting the guys to jump, and then he was driving to the basket and getting into the paint to get his points. And I think that was huge. The fact that we weren't settling for 3-pointers, we were trying to get into the paint. We were trying to get easy baskets, and that's exactly what the Heat did yesterday, and they were able to come out on top. But huge shout out to the Heat defense, right? Heat defense holding Detroit to 16 points in that first quarter while they scored 34. And then they just kept the foot on the gas pedal the entire game. They didn't allow Detroit to get back into the game at all. And it was an absolute domination yesterday for the Heat over the Pistons.
Cade Cunningham was on fire from 3, but the rest of the team couldn't hit a 3. They were 11 for 37 from 3, 30%. So outside of Cade Cunningham, they had a horrible night shooting. Miami's zone defense is helping a lot with that. And just in general, look, we're going on this little hot streak of winning those 5 in a row, beating the Hornets, beating the Pistons, and you're doing this without Norman Powell. You're doing this without Andrew Wiggins, which are 2 huge contributors on your team. Like the team is getting contributions from everybody, from Drew Smith to Casper. Jaime is our best one-on-one player, obviously ISO player. Just and Tyler Hero is buying in. His off-ball movements are as good as when he's on the ball. Just so many things going right now that like you said the was it yesterday or the day before when we were on here. I said if they beat the Pistons, everybody's back in, and you said I'm already in. Well, whether you thought that everybody should be in at that point or not, everybody's probably in at this point. Everybody sees the 17 games left. You just beat the Pistons. And then if you look at the schedule coming up, they got Washington, which again, I'm hoping we got to the point where the teams that we should beat, we do beat, right? Because just a couple weeks ago, we're like, I don't know, this team is consistently inconsistent. But if they can take care of business like they're supposed to, you have Washington coming up. You should be able to beat them. Milwaukee is an absolute mess. You should be able to beat them. Orlando, which you haven't beat this season. It'd be nice to finally get them. And then you have Charlotte again. Like, you need to take advantage of these next 3 games before the schedule picks up again with Charlotte, LA, Houston, San Antonio, Cleveland back to back. Like, you have a tough stretch of 2, 4, 6 games right there. Those 6 games are really rough. So if you can go into those 6 games riding on an 8-game winning streak, 10 games over 500, if you win the next 3, 39 and 29, you feel really good going into that stretch of 6 games. But they need to take care of business the next 3.
Absolutely. I mean, and not only the next 3, but they're big games coming up, right? You have Washington needs to be a professional win tomorrow. Then you have Milwaukee, who comes into your home arena. We know what happened last week in Milwaukee. And the Heat are going to be looking for some revenge, right? The Heat are going to be looking to capitalize on playing them at home, and then you have a big game coming up next Saturday, right? You have Orlando, and right now you're tied with Orlando for 6th place, 1 game behind 5th place, 3.5 behind 4th place, and like you mentioned, 17 games to go. The Heat are within range of catching that 5th seed and possibly playing the Knicks or the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round if they can capture that 5th or 6th seed. But I want the Knicks, man. I want the Knicks.
I want the Knicks too.
I want the Knicks. I think that'll be the best series possible, and I think we have a chance against them.
Yeah, man. If the Knicks end up in the 3rd seed, give us the 6th seed. If they end up in the 4th seed, give us the 5th seed. I just want the Knicks in the first round. But that's still a month away, so I guess we'll talk about that a little more coming up. But look, with the schedule coming up, the way they've been playing, like I said, all positive things. Tyler Herro, like I said, has been absolutely balling. And the thing is that I feel like he's brought his swag back, right? Because he gets confident, he makes his faces, and he talks his shit. But right now, it's really like when he hit, like I think it was 2 back-to-back threes, and then he started doing the whole timeout sign to the crowd. Like him and the rest of the team is feeling it, and it's just fun to watch. It's fun to watch the way everybody's contributing, and I really hope that they can take care of business the next 3 games and kind of show like, all right, we're serious, because those next 3 games don't have any trip ups, don't have any hiccups, don't have a fucking Utah Jazz game. No. Take care of business the next 3 games, and let's get this going, because if you could be 10 games over 500 going into Charlotte, I'm feeling pretty good about what this team can do in the next this playoff run coming up.
Yeah, no doubt, and I'm glad you brought up that Tyler Herro moment where he looks over at the Detroit Pistons bench and signals, "Hey, you guys should call timeout. You guys should call timeout." I'm glad you mentioned it, because he's playing with such a chip on his shoulder since he's been back. He's feisty. He's challenging players. We saw him get in Kevin Durant's face when we played the Rockets last weekend. So I'm loving this version of Tyler Herro. I'm loving the fact that he's playing with this chip on his shoulder. That he's really shouldering the load and doing exactly what this team needs. And then if you hear him, when they interviewed him at the end of the game and they tell him, "Hey, how does it feel that it's back like how it was a couple of years ago? It's you and Bam, and you guys are leading this team." And he was convinced, and he goes, "Look, I'm just doing whatever I have to do. This is a collective, team. We do everything together." So it sounds like these guys have finally bought into what Spo was spewing this entire season, and they bought in at the right time, right? And right towards the end of the season, when you want to start streaking, and they're doing it. They're doing it. Like you said, they need to have a few more wins under their belt in order to make them 100% serious. But it's getting good right now, and not only that, we're getting more views with it. So I love the fact that we're winning. I love the fact that that people are getting more excited, and they're trying to get some more Heat content, and I appreciate the fact that they come to us for Heat content.
Last night, watching all the players crash the boards, it felt like if the Detroit Pistons got in the passing lane and deflected a ball, the Heat were on top of it to recover it. It just feels like they're playing with energy, like they want it. And if they start doing that like in November, December, I feel like it might fizzle out a little bit, right? Because those are the dog days. Like this is a long NBA season. But the effort that they're showing right now, knowing that they're looking at the standings after every game and that the playoffs are looming right around the corner, I don't think they're going to let up. I think that this is the effort that we're going to see for the rest of the season, for the last 17 games. And it should show starting the next 3 games when you're playing against teams like you should beat, like the Washington Wizards, like the Milwaukee Bucks. And we're going to see, because if they keep giving that effort and not taking any games off, this team is going to be for real. And don't be surprised if by, I don't know, the first week of April, we're like, oh, maybe we can get into that 4th seed. So good things ahead.
Yeah, man. Great things ahead. Great things ahead as long as they can continue playing how they've played for the last week. Nobody would want to face this Heat team in the playoffs, much less a New York Knicks, a Cleveland Cavaliers. And the way that they've been playing, they can continue. And you're going to get Norman Powell back. You're going to get Andrew Wiggins back. You're going to get Simone Fontecchio back. You're going to start bringing back key and integral pieces to your lineup as you continue this streak into the postseason. And it can only get better, Danny. It can only get better than what we've been seeing over the last week. We just need to continue to see that they continue to buy in to what Spo is telling them and what Spo is game planning. And if they continue to play with the energy that they've been playing over the last week, I don't see why they can't make it to the 5th seed, maybe even the 4th seed with the amount of games that we have left.
Yeah, look, if they can stay hot, that 6-game stretch between March 17th and March 27th, that 10-day period is going to be, I think, key to where they end up in the standings, because those are some tough games. But regardless, the vibes are good in South Beach, as LeBron would say. Any final words, Solana?
No, I'm vibing, man. I'm vibing, and I'm streaking.
We're streaking. If you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave us 5 stars and a comment. If you watch on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we will be back hopefully in 2 days after another professional win. And we'll be 8 games over 500. So until the next one, have a good one.